I want to begin with sharing something actually very painful because healing, that's where healing occurs, in the painful places. And in between that pain and the ideals. So this little book I wrote during the pandemic, wondering what can I do in my very safe home with sufficient food, and so much palpable suffering around the world. So I decided I could write while I'm home at my dining room table, and um, took my more scholarly um, book on bringing Zen home, on healing rituals that elder Buddhist women in Japan taught me, and offered them so they're more accessible and including more stories to underscore that their insights about integrating healing rituals into daily life is something we all have access to. And with a little modeling and prompting, um, the women really did hope that their wisdom wouldn't just be lost in modern times. Even their daughters don't listen to them. I think they will when they encounter even harder times in life. But it's still, uh, I want to almost describe it as a domestic dharma that um, the United States is ripe for. On the day my mother passed away, a maelstrom of emotions, anger at the circumstances surrounding her death, fear about what to do, insecurity about being a new mother without my own mother, regret that I had not done more for her, plunged me into a vortex of suffering. On the verge of shattering, I lit a candle and offered a single stick of incense. The healing power of that humble ritual flowed through me, utterly surprised that a simple act could distill the morass of fraught and disorienting emotions into a moment of healing peace. I realized there must be more to learn about this phenomenon. Fragile, bewildered, and exhausted, I embarked on a pilgrimage in Japan to learn how healing can arise out of the midst of turmoil. My journey, which in time extended beyond the shores of the archipelago of Japan, took me into the homes and hearts of many people, drawing upon their personal experiences as grandmothers, artists, Zen masters, the chronically and terminally ill, survivors of war, parents of adopted, trans, and deceased children, and so much more. They poured out wisdom that had flowed from generation to generation, connecting ancestors of the incalculable past with progeny in the inestimable future. Drinking deeply from their wells of wisdom, I gained insight into how daily life is brimming with possibilities to enact healing rituals. Healing rituals are concrete acts of compassion that can guide us through our lives, helping to decrease our fear and anxiety and to increase our awareness and connectedness. Such rituals flourish in the messiness of life conditions. They are not about right or wrong, nor are they exclusive to any particular tradition. Rather, healing rituals are driven by thoughtful intent and engage our deepest love. When attuned to this love, you can create rituals that are healing. And in turn, when you do a healing ritual, you are in harmony with your highest self. Whether you are in mundane circumstances or exceptional moments of challenge or even despair, healing rituals penetrate the heart and guide you to go deeper than the storms on the surface. They cannot change the past, but healing rituals can help you change your experience of the present. Healing comes in part through focusing on the immediacy of the body, heart, mind, here and now. It is a quality of living that generates compassion for self, others, and the environment. Healing rituals creatively transform barbs into balms, planting seeds of Zen in daily life yield a harvest of healing. You can tend these seeds as you cook, clean, and mark life passages. Times of illness and loss, too, are fertile soil for healing. Healing grows where it is needed, as a lotus blossoms in mud. While on my pilgrimage, I discovered 10 types of healing activities that anyone can do, even or especially when busy, stressed, and miserable. Let's take a simple example, eating, and see it in light of all 10 types of healing activities. When you eat, you can experience interrelatedness by reflecting on everything that happened in order to bring the food to you. The sun shone, rain fell, farmers tilled, truck drivers delivered, store clerks bagged, and so on. You can live body, heart, mind as a healing activity when you smell a mushroom and taste the care with which the cook seasoned it. In tasting the earthiness of the mushroom, you can connect through the earth, through the hands and heart of the cook. Pausing to say a prayer before eating is a common ritual that turns eating into a healing ritual. You can also orchestrate rituals around eating certain foods, such as it wouldn't be Mardi Gras without the green, gold, and purple king cake. I'm betraying my Louisiana time. Eating Japanese mochi, rice cakes, means it's New Year's in my home, affirming culture and belonging and launching the year with a sense of bounty. Eating is surely one of life's pleasures, especially when you pause to enjoy the aromas wafting through the air, taste the flavors of the season, and feel the silky, creamy, and crunchy textures in your mouth. Eating what your body needs to sustain health and not eating what is detrimental to it is fundamental to nurturing the self. Artfully placing food on a dish is a simple way to create beauty every day. Eating provides innumerable things for which to express gratitude. The harvest, the job that enables you to buy food, the sale or the coupon that helped you save money, the cook, the dishes that you eat on, the time to sit and share with others. Eating also offers opportunity to accept reality as it is, such as when you forget to get an ingredient or overcook the food. Eating is an activity ripe for expanding your perspective. You can learn about values and customs by sharing meals with friends of different cultural backgrounds. Eating is a basic way to embody compassion. Give meals to a family in need. Serve soup to someone sick. Spoon feed a baby. Puree food for a person in hospice. Or simply pause to take joy in the pleasure of eating with those near you. The heart is fertile territory for exploration. Like spades help you till the earth, questions help you till the heart. They aid you in digging down to aerate the heart. Be attentive to the questions you ask yourself and the places they take you. For example, what can I do to stop suffering? Invites a direct, immediate, and practical response. It invokes agency and action. More abstract and idealistic questions that turn on the fulcrums of right, wrong, or good, bad can be insidiously divisive, mental, and therefore sometimes not helpful. Questions can offer a fresh perspective. They can help soften areas grown hard. They can arouse the tired and comfort the lonely. To till the garden of the heart, let's listen to some other questions that murmur below the surface. Who believes they aren't good enough? Who knows loneliness? Who experiences anger? Who senses fear? Who has struggled to get or has lost a job? Who suffers depression? Who wishes their body were different? Who feels unlovable? Who yearns not to be sick? Who has lost a loved one? Whether shrieked at the sea or whispered into a pillow, two words have the power to trigger an avalanche. Why me? You are not alone. Honesty illuminates the garden of the heart. What season is it? Emerging, waning, sparkly, stormy. Which weeds do you want to cull? Fear, anxiety, shame, anger. Which nutrients are available? Love, understanding, forgiveness, patience. Which seeds do you want to cultivate? Compassion, wisdom, healing. Questions are vital guides for navigating turbid territory. Questions that arise out of particular constellations of concern can direct attention to shadows in a landscape, familiar places shrouded by fear, buried with pain, or hidden under a blanket of shame. The murkiness makes it difficult to see clearly and easy to believe distorted stories about what is happening. An impaired view makes it easy to chase mirages cling to hollow promises, and burn bridges of connection. In gardening the heart, asking which weeds interfere with growth can help you see with discernment. Careful weeding can prevent invasive negative thoughts from dominating the garden, selfishly appropriating the sunlight and obstructing the garden's beauty. Tending to weeds, frustrations, fears, bitterness, as they appear, can prevent them from becoming unwieldy habits of dysfunction, addiction, or hatred. Though some seasons require more weeding than others, sickness, loss of a job, or loved ones, weeds never stop emerging. A range of approaches are needed to remove weeds, and strategies vary depending on the season. Young weeds that are tender might be removed with a delicate touch. To remove those that are deeply entrenched might require summoning fierce force. A gardener of the heart becomes adept at diagnosing the needs of the garden, which weeds are invasive, poisonous, or benign, and responds with increasing skillfulness. They know how to assess available nutrients and when or whether more compost and water would help a flower blossom. A mature gardener skillfully navigates through the mud, moves fluidly with changing seasons, and nurtures conditions with creative compassion. A healing garden needs both rain and sun to grow. It thrives when the interdependent web of support is respected and protected. Healing is a matter of continuously gardening the heart. Beauty beckons us to focus on the present moment. By enticing us to notice what is happening here and now, where we are invited into deeper relationships with ourselves, our loved ones, our world. Being in the presence of beauty signals it is safe to open up, though it can be scary. We feel vulnerable, exposed, even ashamed. It takes courage to open. Though our circumstances differ, all of us experience pain, doubt, and fear. When we don't tend to daily healing, negative experiences can calcify and form bricks with which we can and often do build walls in our hearts. Barriers can feel protective in the short term because they do shield us from the full force of misery, but they leave us stranded. They restrict our view of ourselves and the world. The narrowed perspective distorts what is happening, making it easy to see what confirms our fears. We then feel threatened, which intensifies fear and sometimes even generates hate for ourselves and others. Over time, we begin to think that that's all there is to see. While hidden behind barricades, we become disconnected from others and out of touch with much of the reality around us. Ignoring or denying reality drives away deep love and prevents liberative healing. Beauty's most potent power is to dissolve the obstructions that block your view from the fullness of where you are. In accepting beauty's invitation to open up, your senses, amplified by the senses of the heart, can help stimulate awareness of what matters. We all want to not suffer, to abide in healing love. Love, like all activities, takes place in the present, which means you can activate it on a moment's notice. It is always available. Though the past informed the foundation of today and the future is full of possibility, we cannot go back and love better yesterday. Just as we can't lovingly cut carrots tomorrow for today's soup. Our senses, including our mind senses, are our portals to here and now, and hence to love. No matter what you are doing now, you can choose to move with love. Beauty lures us to see the loveworthiness of all in our midst, to hear the beautiful heart beating under the armor of fear. Beauty summons us to open up, to connect in love. Taking cues from the beauty around you, you can actively beautify your life. The secret ingredient to beautifying anything is to approach whatever you do with love. Beautifying involves expanding your perspective, enabling you to create spaciousness and a sense of safety so that you can see things in a bigger context. Beautifying dissolves divisions and brings out deeper dimensions of our relatedness. To expand your perspective, you can increase your field of concern. You can begin with yourself and be in touch with your own needs. Then move out in concentric circles, adding more and more relationships, loved ones, co-workers, the clerks in the store, the farmers who grew your food. With each expansion of your field of concern, seek to see, feel, and hear the beauty therein. When you can see their beauty, you can connect more deeply. You can gain an exquisite awareness of interrelatedness while doing everyday activities. That is to see, taste, touch, hear, smell, and think with focused attention and kindness. DNA, endowed with ears to hear the cries of the world, to listen to teachings and singing birds, eyes to see the pain in your eyes, to visualize blissful realms, noses to smell roses and the fragrance of forgiveness, mouths to taste. Does the soup need salt? To savor the satisfaction of nourishing, fingers to tend a wound or play a violin, arms and legs to carry books and bags, and heavy hearts, hearts of gold to beat in sync with the drums of justice, minds to think about finances and laundry, to expand with the summons of wisdom. Wombs to give birth to forms of love, wrinkly, smooth, round, angular, dark, light, encoded with Buddha's DNA. What superb vehicles for transporting compassion. Harmonizing is healing when ideals and reality are braided together with compassionate hands. Feel free to create your own rituals that gratify your aesthetics, harmonize with the rhythm of your day, beautify your heart, and serve you in living a life of healing. Healing is an art. Healing is seeing everything interrelated in a perpetual dance of change. Healing is connecting with gratitude. Healing is harmonizing with compassion. Healing is creating beauty with the mud. Healing is a pilgrimage. Thank you.